Hello everyone. In this video, we would be learning remainder and factor theorem. So what is a remainder and what is a factor? Let's look at this question. 7 divided by 2. I'm using the long division method. 7 divided by 2. 2 times 3 is 6 and I get 1 in the end. So let's give these numbers a value. I'm giving them a name. 7 is known as the dividend. 2 is known as the divisor. 3 is known as the quotient. These are some terminologies that you need to know. And 1 is the remainder. Okay, what about this situation here? So 10 divided by 2. Let's divide it using the same method. 10 divided by 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And when I subtract it, I get 0. So the remainder is 0. Now in this case, I can say that 2 is a factor of 10 because the remainder is 0. So whenever your remainder is 0, that means it is a factor of that number. Okay, so I'm highlighting the things that we would be using a lot, remainder and factor. Now let's move on to the questions. I'm giving you an equation, fx equals to, this is a cubic polynomial, so x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. This is a cubic polynomial and it is being divided by x minus 1. And I am asking you to find the remainder when these two are divided. So first of all, we will be taking this value over here, this expression. X minus 1 is equals to 0. I'm doing this because I need a value of x. So x equals to 1. Now I'm going to use this value here and I'm going to substitute it in this equation. So let's start. This will be f of 1 is equals to 1 cube. Brackets are very important because you don't want to make any sign error. 1 plus 1. Now I need to find the remainder, right? So when you're substituting 1 in this equation, that means you're calculating the remainder. So in place of this, I'm going to write r because this is how you calculate the remainder. This will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1. Let's find the answer. So the remainder is 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7. So the remainder is 7 when you divide this and this. All right. Now let's do a question on factor. So let's do this. This is an equation, a polynomial. Fx equals to 2x squared plus 3x and minus 4. And this is being divided by x plus 1. Now what I want you guys to do is, I want you to check whether this is a factor of this or not. What does the word factor mean? Factor means that you will be getting a remainder of 0 when you substitute this value in the equation given. And if you're not getting a 0 in the end, that means it's not a factor. So let's check whether it's a factor or not. I will be substituting this value, which means x plus 1 equals to 0, x equals to minus 1. I'm going to substitute minus 1 in my equation. So 2 minus 1 square plus 3 minus 1 minus 4. Let's see. So 2 times 1 minus 3 minus 4 equals to 2 minus 3 is minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5. So I get a remainder of minus 5. Is it a 0? It's not, which means that this is not a factor. Okay, and once you get a 0 here, that means it is a factor. So since I'm not getting a 0 over here, that means this expression is not a factor of this equation. All right, now let's do another question. The question says, for what value of k is the polynomial, let's highlight the important stuff, For what value of k is the polynomial this exactly divisible by this? What does the word exactly divisible by mean? Exactly divisible mean that your remainder is going to be 0, which means it's a factor. So there are certain words, for example, exactly divisible, no remainder, or it might say it's a factor. All of these things mean that your remainder is 0. All right, let's begin. So first of all, we'll be using this and we'll be finding the value of x. X minus 2 equals to 0, which means that x is equals to 2. All right, let's begin with the question. The question is f of x is equals to 2x cubed minus kx square plus 3x plus 10. I have to substitute 2 in place of x. So 2 equals to 2 times 2 cube minus k times 2 square plus 3 times 2 plus 10. Okay, now they're saying that it's leaving a remainder of 0, which means I'm going to write a 0 in place of this and then equals to 16 minus 4k plus 6 plus 10. Let's simplify this further. So 0 equals to 16 plus 16 is 22. 22 plus 10 is 32. So 32 minus 4k. Let's take 4k on the other side. 4k equals to 32, which means k is equals to 8. So this is your final answer. I hope it was clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, find the value of a given that the polynomial, let's highlight it, value of the, given that the polynomial this leaves a remainder of 10. The remainder is 10 when divided by this. So they're saying that this equation is leaving a remainder. Let's write down the equation first. Or f of x equals to 2x cubed plus 5x squared plus ax plus a. From here, we can say that x plus 2 equals to 0, which means that x is equals to minus 2. Now, I'm going to substitute minus 2 in this. So let's do it. F of minus 2 is equals to 2 times minus 2 cube plus 5 times minus 2 square plus a times minus 2 plus a. Okay, the remainder is 10, like they said. So let's write 10 in place of this. 10 equals to minus 16 plus 20 minus 2a. You remember I told you that brackets are very important here. This is why I said that. Okay, let's simplify. 10 equals to 4 minus a. So 6 equals to minus a, which means a equals to negative 6. So this is the answer over here. A equals to negative 6. I hope it was clear to you. And in the next video, we would be doing cubic polynomials. Thank you very much. Have a good day.